Hey guys, and welcome to my channel BitGlenn. My name's Glenn and I like... Hey guys, welcome to my channel BitGlenn. My name's Glenn and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. So recently HEX has dropped in price and I haven't done a video about HEX for a week or two. And I've had a few people privately message me and say, Glenn, when's a good time to buy in on HEX? Do you think I should buy now or wait till later? And as you guys know, I don't offer any technical analysis or financial advice. So this puts me in a weird spot. But what I can say is that I've noticed that a lot of bigger YouTubers are now picking up on HEX. We've just recently seen Superman do a review of HEX. We've seen David Hay do a video essentially just attacking Richard Hart. He didn't actually talk much about the coin and the project and whether it had good economic sense or anything like that. He just personally attacked Richard Hart. But it's getting the name of HEX out there, and I do feel like maybe Richard Hart should do with maybe a PR assistant or something like that, because the way he comes across just seems to grate on certain people. But he doesn't have to. I mean, he can act however he wants to act. It's a free world. But there seemed to be a lot more news coming out about HEX. But if we look at the price of HEX, it actually has dropped. It's now down to sort of 0.3 of a cent, and it seems to have leveled out a bit for the last few days now. So I looked at that and thought, right, if it's not going down any further from here, let's have a look at what's going on in the AA transform lobby. So let's look into that right now. So before we get into that, I just want to say massive thank you to everyone that's been liking these videos, everyone that's been smashing that like button for me. Please don't slow down though, keep hitting that like button. It is actually a bit dangerous to do HEX videos at the moment. One of the people in the HEX community that I sort of watch, and I think his videos are very entertaining and very funny, very upbeat. It was Hexologist. He comments in the live stream sometimes. He actually got banned off YouTube, so now he's been kicked off. So it seems like YouTube are clamping down on people that talk about HEX and the AA transform lobby. So I don't know if this is going to affect my channel, but he actually had all his previous videos deleted, and then he had his channel blocked, so he can't actually upload any more live streams. So smash that like button, all you Hexicans out there that appreciate me doing this content, although I may get my channel completely barred. I hope I don't. And also to all the new people that have found this channel, click the subscribe button, and you can also tick the little bell notification so that you know next time I go either live or upload one of these videos. You can also chat to me on Team BitGlenn on the Telegram group chat, or you can contact me via Twitter. Tag me in stuff on Twitter just with the handle @BitGlenn. I love to see any funny memes, any funny articles or interesting articles about cryptocurrency. So tag me on those if you're watching this and you have a Twitter account. So that's enough of me shilling my stuff. Let's go over to the AA transform lobby. So you guys can see here that at the moment, there's only sort of under 10,000 Ethereum going into the AA lobby per day, which means that you're actually getting 53,000 HEX or 55,000 HEX per Ethereum that you send over. Now, you don't have to send over one whole Ethereum. You can send over 0.1 of an Ethereum. But that's the ratio that you're getting. Now, if we go down, where there's ones that are highlighted in white, they're the ones that I personally got involved in. So you can clearly see when I got in and what rate I got. So you can see here this one, when there was 20,000 Ethereum, I got 25,000 HEX per one Ethereum. And I actually sent over one whole Ethereum actually to that on that day. If we go down even further, when I first got involved, which was a bit earlier on, you can see here that this is when I got involved actually. So when it was about 9,500 Ethereum and I got about 50 something thousand Ethereum HEX a day per Ethereum, that's when I sent over sort of 3 to 4 Ethereum on 2 separate days. So that's how I accumulated most of my HEX. Now obviously fast forward into today, you're getting about the same rate, and it's been that rate now for about 5 days, something like that. So that's pretty good news if you're looking to accumulate large amounts of HEX. And if we go over to CoinMarketCap, you can see here the price of HEX is 0.32 of a cent, so a third of a cent. But you can see here that it's actually sort of leveled out a bit, so it seems like it doesn't really want to go lower than this sort of mark, this 3.2 of a cent mark. So if anyone's asking me, obviously I don't offer financial advice, but I would look at this and say, well, there seems to be a bit of resistance there twice, 3 times now, so that seems like a decent time to sort of buy in and hopefully get some upside going forward. So that's my personal opinion. I'm actually purchasing some more HEX at this level, and when I've been talking in the past about how I think it'll take a while for HEX to get to say 1 whole cent and then maybe work its way up to 1.5 cents. I've been looking at this project called Swissborg, which is an on-ramp. I was looking at it. Someone in the Telegram group chat actually put it. You can join that Telegram group chat. Someone joined in and he kindly said, look guys, I think you should look at Swissborg. It's gonna really go up due to its fundamentals. And I think everyone was a bit skeptical, like, is this guy trying to shill us some sort of scam or something like that? And no, it turns out he was spot on. So if we actually look down, you can see here that it's currently 15.5 cents. But where did this come from? Look at that graph. Now, Swissborg for a long time was under 1 cent. It was actually, at one point, it was at half a cent, so just a little bit above where HEX is now. I think that was its lowest. So it was at half a cent, and that was, you're talking up till July 2019, so a year ago, or just under a year ago. And even up to March this year, which obviously was only about 2 months ago, it was, you know, 1.5 cents, and it has gone from 1.5 all the way up to 16 cents. Now that is a huge pump, and that probably will retrace, but apparently they're aiming to get into the top sort of 20 coins, so it might go up some more from there. But anything that goes up that quick usually has to retrace back down for a little while, unless some sort of news or partnership has come out that really propels them above all the other apps that are out there at the moment. But the reason I was looking into Swissborg was because I said in one of my videos, oh, I wish there was another on-ramping solution other than Coinbase for people in the UK. And everyone said, try Swissborg, Swissborg, Swissborg. Everyone was commenting in my YouTube videos, try Swissborg. You can go on to their platform and you can send them via bank transfer British pounds, and you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Swissborg token, and you can use it in their wealth app. So that's really cool, and that's why I was looking at it. And I wish I'd paid attention to the YouTube comments, because you guys have been commenting in the comment section down below for a couple of weeks now saying, Glenn, Swissborg, Swissborg. So I wish I'd listened to you, because obviously that is a huge pump. There you go. Never mind, you can't get them all. But this just shows me that coins can easily go from half a cent, a third of a cent, to sort of 15, 16 cent. Now, someone that's been doing technical analysis on Twitter is a gentleman called Hex Chur, and he's been doing sort of technical analysis on the HEX token and where it's gone from so far and stuff like that. He does some really good tweets actually, and he's been calling for HEX being 33 cent in by the end of 2020. Now at the time I thought, nah, no way, and I still think that that's very ambitious, but that Swissborg has shown that in a space of 2 months a cryptocurrency can absolutely dominate, really can. And bearing in mind, we're still in a bear market, so this is the times where there's not much new money coming into cryptocurrency, there's no noobs coming into it, there's not many people searching it, there's not exchanges pumping real hard at the moment. So anything that does pump is sort of the same collective group of people transferring their money from, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum into other tokens, and then obviously converting those back or seeing things as a long-term gain. So yeah, I can see all it takes is a few sort of wows to come along and sort of think, yep, HEX is due for a pump now, and then that's it. We don't know where the prices will be. But this just sort of gave me a bit more, it made me a bit more bullish price of HEX. I do think it's a good project. I think it's a good product that it's offering the consumer, and that's all I look at. I look at cryptocurrencies as can I use this in the real world? And Hex you can, because you stake it, you earn decent rewards, and you also get a share of all the people end staking. So it works now, not in the future, it works now. So I really like it. If we go over to my hex.live account and connect my MetaMask to it, which is just done now, you can see obviously I've got 420,000 Hex. Now apparently there was a lot of people that emergency end staked the other day, and you'd think, oh, because they're cashing out because the price has dropped. But no, what they actually were doing was emergency end staking, and then they were restaking their coins for longer. So like, they'd obviously stake their coins for say 6 months, 8 months, a year or something like that, and then they realized that the share price is always going up. And I'd done a video about this, about understanding the Hex share price. They'd obviously thought, oh, if I staked for 2-3 years, I would get a better proportion of the shares. So that's what they've done. They have emergency end staked their stakes at either sort of a small profit, so at least they haven't lost anything, but then they've actually staked for a longer period of time, so they're getting the cheap shares now. Those share prices are going to shoot up loads once the big payday comes along. So if you're thinking of doing a stake after that big payday, you're going to be in a worse position, although still financially a good position, but you're going to be in a worse position than people that got into it now. So this is why I think that Hex has a good place in the cryptocurrency space. You can see that if coins were taken into account, it should be number 23 in the total market cap. So one day I like to see that work its way up, coin market cap on their website, because I think that will pump it even further once people start seeing it on the top 100 page. So this is all good news for Hex, and at the moment it's at a price where it's actually bounced off this price now for the 3rd time. So I would say that this is a good time, or it's a good indicator to get involved in that project while it's at these prices. So I've actually got some Hex today, and you can see here that I've got just under 25,000 Hex. So what we'll do is we are going to stake those. So maximum stake, that's all my Hex that I have, and we are going to stake those for, how long should we do it for, guys? Let's do it to so I reckon there's going to be a dump off on the big payday, which is November the 19th, I believe, and then I think the price will come back. So I'm going to say Monday the 23rd. Let's stake it till then. So if I was to do that, brings up my MetaMask wallet. We are going to edit this to make it a fast track. 73 cents? Are you kidding me, Ethereum? Come on, pull your finger out. Right, so let's have a look. Staking bonuses. Longer pays better. I'll get 2,000 Hex for the longer pays better bonus. And then I'll have a share rate of 96 million per Hex, which gives me all in total 2.5 trillion shares. And that gives me a big payday of 47,581, and then you've got the percentage gains there. So I am happy with that. We're just waiting for that. There you go, it's all gone through. That was pretty quick. So there you go. I have now got another Hex stake. Let me zoom out here so you guys can see. These are all my stakes that I've got. Obviously the longest one is this one here, which ends in 3,892 days. This was the one that I done for my son, who is 10 years old, and I've staked it for something like 11 years so that he can cash those out once he's 21. So that's my longest stake. Obviously that's for him, but the rest are all sort of 15% into it. This one's 48% into it. That was one of the ones I've done early on. So obviously I don't know what to do then. Depending on what the price is of Hex when the big payday happens and beyond, I may stake them again, or I may cash them out. I don't know. I think Hex has got some legs to run with this. I think once we get a bull run that may happen towards the end of this year, maybe beginning of next year, I think this is going to explode. So I really can see this going places. But a lesson that I want to take, so I won't share his name because he might not want his finances divulged, but I was on the phone to someone else in the cryptocurrency space, a friend that I've made, and he was telling me that he bought into XRP when it was something like 18 to 20 cents, something like that back in the day. And then at one point XRP actually actually pumped. I don't know if you guys remember, it had a day where it just pumped to like $3 per coin. And he said that at that point he could have exchanged them, and he actually checked on the price on that day, and he could have exchanged them for 7 whole Bitcoin. And he didn't. And obviously now they're back down to 20 cents again. So this is why I was talking the other day so much about an exit strategy, because it's all well and good just holding in and stuff like that with certain coins, but you have to say, what's your number one, what's the coin that is most likely to succeed in the real world long term wise, and then you should be accumulating most of that. So with this HEX token, if obviously it ever has a day where it pumps unbelievably, then that's the day I'll be looking to cash out. And I look back at some of the old YouTube videos that people had made where they're talking about projects before the sort of big bull run of 2017, and I watched them and thinking, oh, I wonder if they actually sold them, because some people so believe like, oh, this is XRP's going to, I think it was silly articles like $350 per coin and all this sort of stuff, and people honestly believe it, that they passionately believe that that is what's going to happen. So I can imagine that sort of conversations happening again, and I look to benefit from that, trying to be a level head, straight down the middle. You know, this is where I think it's going. So I think HEX has got potential to go to, after seeing what Swissborg has done in the last week or so, I can now honestly see this HEX token, once it a bull run happens and we get some whales in the space, I can see it going to at least a few cents, maybe 5 to 10 cents. You know, these are crazy numbers really at the level we're at. But you go back and watch some cryptocurrency YouTube videos from 2016, and people talking about Bitcoin going to 10,000 seemed unrealistic. They were like, oh, there's no way that'll happen. And here we are saying, oh, Bitcoin's boring at 9.5K. So things can happen very quickly in this space. You just need to remember where you came from and where your goal was and where you set your targets at the beginning. And as long as you stick to that, I think you'll do well in the cryptocurrency space. So that's it. That's how I've just done a stake. If you want to participate in this AA Transform lobby, at the moment there's only 7,000 Ethereum in today's lobby. So you're actually getting, but bearing in mind obviously the day hasn't ended yet, we've still got 11 hours, so that probably will go up to 9,000 I would imagine, or 8,500, something like that. But you will be getting 70,000 hex per Ethereum. That is a lot better than the ratio that I got when I first got involved. So that is awesome for anyone who's looking at buying in at the moment. I think this is a time to grab some cheap hex. And that's really it, guys. I just thought I'd do a quick video on HEX, as I haven't done one, and I seem to be getting lots of messages and comments about, Glenn, what's happening with HEX? Where do you think HEX is going to? So I thought I'd just do like a little video vlog about what's happening, where it's at, and what I'm personally doing. So there you go. I've shared all my information. If you want a link to HEX, there is a link in my description down below. It is a referral link. So if you use it, you get 10% added on top of this. So if you manage to get into today's lobby, send some Ethereum over, you'll get 70,000 HEX, plus you'll get 10% for using the link. So you actually end up with something like 77,000, depending on where this ends up today. So use that link down below. But just for a disclaimer, obviously I receive a referral bonus as well, so I get the same back in my account. So just bear that in mind. Or you can just search HEX by yourself through Google, but you won't get a referral bonus then. So it is in your best interest to use the link, but it's entirely up to you. That's what this crypto space is all about. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video. I'll do another HEX update video when something really exciting happens with either the price or anything in the space. But other than that, that's it from me, guys. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to smash that like button and also click subscribe if you're new to this channel. Bye, guys.